Our next guest managed to maintain his own style, earn himself 11 Grammy nominations, and a loyal following of fans around the world. Here to talk about his new self-titled CD, and probably the most excited I've been since I hit the air, folks. Please welcome John Mellencamp. Mellencamp, ladies and gentlemen. Yes. How you doing?
Good.
Pleasure to meet you. Sorry we didn't get a chance to talk before the show, but it's thrilling to have you here.
They gave me this little ashtray to hold while I was out here.
That's all right. You can just see ashtray. That's all right.
Matter of fact, they weren't even going to let me smoke at first.
Well, I guess the first question I was supposed to ask you was, how you feeling these days? Obviously, this new health regimen of yours is paying off big time.
Panning out good. Panning out good.
Really well, right?
Well, is smoking a bad thing?
Not from where I'm sitting, no.
Okay, well.
You know, I hate to ask this, but can I have a puff?
Sure.
Thanks, John. I got to ask you, what are you doing in Canada?
What am I doing in Canada? Yeah. The record company is having me be interviewed by a bunch of people who ask me about questions that I've been asked 100,000 times. So it's good. It's a good thing. I'm supporting my record.
Where'd you get the jacket? Nice jacket.
My wife got this for me.
I was just trying to be different.
Well, there you go. Is it a nice jacket?
I love it. It's beautiful.
Yeah.
It's buttery soft.
Yeah,
beautiful.
It's good.
Beautiful. I guess we better get back to the task at hand. Look, I got to tell you something right before we go on. I think American Fool was probably one of the finest albums of the 80s. I love it. The first time I heard that song, I was working for the telephone company, and I was up at telephone pole, had my radio up, cranked up high, and that's one thing you and I have in common, because you worked for the telephone company at one time, too.
I started out as a lineman. And then I got moved up to an installer.
Right.
And then I think I was making $2.35 an hour at that time.
Yeah. I started as an installer, then I got moved down to lineman.
Wow.
So
well, after I got into people's houses,
right.
That was it for me, man.
Yeah, I know, it's great. It's great.
They didn't want me in those houses.
I love the ones that say, call before coming, single woman lives alone. Those are the ones where you get there at 9. Hello?
Early.
Those are the good ones.
My problem was profanity in the homes.
Yeah, it offended me too. I often told them.
I'd be installing something, you know, and be, God,
I
beating on stuff, and I didn't know anybody was there. I thought I was there by myself, and of course the woman of the house was there, and that was it for Mellencamp.
Now, how many years did you work for them? Was it AT&T?
No, it was Southern Bell. I only worked there about 2 years.
Did you?
Yeah, I had climbed about as high as I was going to get in 2 years.
Now, what do you figure, John? If the big layoff hadn't come, do you think you would have gone into music? Because you were playing in bands at the time. You were like...
Let me see. The big layoff was me. I think John Mellencamp was the one that got laid off. I think that, you know, it was...
Was there any impact on service at all?
I think... Actually, they said that things got a little bit better when I left. I was terrible. I was more suited for the line crew.
Right.
You know, swear.
You're up the poles, you don't meet people.
Yeah, you don't have to deal with the public. But as soon as I had to go into people's houses, it was all over for me.
Yeah.
I was terrible. Terrible.
Now, in all seriousness, how are you feeling these days? I know you were a little ill for a while.
I feel great. You know, I can do everything that I need to do except that.
Yeah.
Those things, man, they're on me. You know, they're all over me.
I think you did it like a pro.
Yeah. They're on me, though. I mean, they're hard to quit, and I would suggest anybody that doesn't smoke, don't do it.
Yeah. Now, I guess part of the problem that you were having some problems with your cholesterol, etc. That's what was it, 147 at one point?
Plus about 370 more.
Holy smokes.
My cholesterol was at, I think, about 425.
Your cholesterol level was 425? That's
I thought,
incredible.
well, see, but you know, what did I know? I'm a guy, you know. I mean, they had told me for years, John, you better do something about your cholesterol. And I'd go, am I all right now? And they'd say, yeah. I'd say, I'm out of here. You know, so I figured it was a joke. Wasn't no, they weren't. Do they have commercials up here where they talk about your blood turning to like glue?
Yeah.
They're not kidding.
Oh, I know.
They're not kidding.
It's too bad you weren't painting in those days. You could have used your blood, saved the bundle.
Well, I tell you, I used to, if I would injure myself back then, I wouldn't even bleed. I thought it was a good thing. Well, look how good my blood clots up, man. I'm in good shape.
They could have used you as a donor for royalty.
Oh, yeah, well, or something.
Absolutely incredible. That's amazing. But you're feeling good now. You got, you're living in Indiana.
Yeah,
now.
I missed you. I missed you at the gym this morning.
Yeah, you
I
did.
was looking for you. I was there at 8:30. I thought, well, where is he? You know?
And tomorrow and Friday, don't look for me then either. you're gonna miss me again.
You're going to work extra hard tonight, right?
That's right. I'm gonna work out real hard tonight. Now you're here. You're promoting the new CD, and you're with Sony, of course, and they've been with you for what? How many years? How long have you been with Sony?
About 3 months.
3 months.
Yeah. I was with another company for 22 years.
Oh, and you don't want to say who they were, of course.
No, I wouldn't want to Polygram. But they love me, you know.
We got to go to commercial, but hold that thought. We'll be right back with more John Mellencamp. All right. We're back, folks, with John Mellencamp. Yes. John, go ahead, John.
Did you notice the bass player's got 6 strings on his bass?
Yeah.
What do you do?
You're going to have to tell me which one's the bass player.
What do you do with those other 2 extra strings?
Yeah, I just mess around a lot. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, well, the guy that I have played bass for me can't even play the 4 he's got. He'd really die if he saw one with 6 strings. What's doing this?
That was one of the nicest compliments you've ever received.
I know. We should have John hosting.
And enlightening for me as well, because I had no idea what that thing was you carry. That's great. Now, the new CD's out. Your Life Is Now. And that song is beautiful, by the way. And I love the video. It's great. It's so vintage you. I love the way the whole thing's set up. But what inspired the song, Your Life Is Now?
Well, George Green, the guy that I write songs with, him and I wrote it together, and it was ironic that, you know, talking about me having a heart attack, which I don't really like talking about, but this guy I've known my entire life. You know, I mean, we went to Sunday school together.
Right.
And after I had my heart attack in '94, George being my friend, he would get with me and he'd go, guess what I had for dinner last night, man? I had lobster and I dipped it in butter. Then I smoked a bunch of cigarettes, you know. And then I just rubbed it in. 2 weeks later, he had open heart surgery. Same age as me, right?
Yeah.
So we got together and we wrote this song, Your Life Is Now. So it was kind of a song from the heart.
But the thing I noticed with the entire album is, I mean, it's a paean to everything you've done. It's just incredible. It shows how far you've come as a performer over the past, 25, 26 years. There's a lot of religious references in it. Are you going kind of spiritual on us, or?
No, I just think it's it's an interesting book, that Bible. You know, it's stuck around for quite some time, and I think that there's a few stories in there that I think are very applicable to today's world, and so whenever we can, use it, we do, and if we believe it, we use it, But I got to tell you, the first time I ever came up here and did a TV show, this is the second TV show I've ever done in Canada that I can remember. It was a show that became pretty successful called SCTV.
No. Really? You were on SCTV? Wow.
It was 1981, I think, and John Candy was a little skinny guy. Yeah. And all those guys were on that show, so it just dawned on me a little bit ago that I've done 2 TV shows, and I've never been funny on any of them. Everybody else was funny,
No, I'm finding you quite funny tonight. I think you're great. The smoking thing put me away.
Yeah, that's my best. That's my strong suit. That's all I can do. That's all I know how to do.
Plus, it gave me an opportunity to have a puff. It was a win-win for me. Now, do you ever wish you were back at the Snake Pit Banana Barn for $30 a night?
Well, yeah, sure. I mean,
that's where you started, right?
Yeah. Well, I was there until actually, I've kind of been saying that, guys really aren't worth much until they hit 40 years old.
Mm-hmm.
I was pretty irresponsible, and so those days kind of went on till I was 40. I mean, the name of the band changed, but my activities and my maturity level kind of stayed at that level of a 16-year-old till a few years ago.
Yeah, and there's nothing worse than a 16-year-old rock and roller with tons of money.
Yeah, well, that's what... If I had a little, you know, for me, tons of money was a little change jingling around in my pocket, and I thought that's all I needed, you know.
All right, now I want to show the book before we go, because we're going to be going soon. I know you have to take off on us, but I was looking at it today. Some of this stuff is amazing. Now, is this someone you know, or?
That is my former drummer, a kid named Kenny Aronoff, who was in my band for 20 years. And Kenny now is in a band called, what is it called? Smashing Pumpkins, that's right. I knew that. See, I knew that part.
You know, John, you really ought to stay in touch with these people.
Yeah, I know.
If you're going to be painting them, you ought to know where they are.
Well, he only lives like, you know, 4 minutes from me, so I'll see him sooner or later.
Yeah, you guys all own jets. That could be it.
Yeah, well.
All right. I want to thank you
Appreciate
very
it.
much for
Thank you.
coming, man. What a pleasure. And anytime you're in town, it'd be an honor to have you. John Mellencamp, ladies and gentlemen. We'll look at some unusual animals after this.